2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. I can flip a dollar to $1 million. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. 3, 2, 1.
Daphne Love here.
And Crazy.
How's everybody doing out there?
Hi.
Hope everybody's doing great. Hello from us.
Rainbows and butterflies everywhere.
Yes. I've been loving this beautiful weather. We've had some great days here, so that's been really great. So let's go ahead and start with our topic.
Okay, well, today I was in the salon, minding my own business, getting my nails did, and all of a sudden I'm listening to Tamara Hall. Do you know who she is?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she's a talk show host, which I would love to have a talk show one day.
Absolutely.
She's a talk show host, but her subject caught my eye. Like, I was like, what? And I started listening, and I was like, oh, my gosh. Well, it was about married people, married but living separate.
What?
Yep. They do everything together.
Married people.
Married. 25 years married. And he lives in his house and she lives in her house.
What? Why?
That's the way they like it. They said that they couldn't live together, but they love each other, and they want to raise their
Then
kids
why
together.
Be married, though? I don't get
Because
it.
they love each other and they want to be with each other, but they're just not compatible. They don't live the same way. They're not compatible in that way.
Then they shouldn't be together.
I mean,
that's kind of weird. I mean, what's the purpose of being together?
and then there's
living
this
in a
other
separate
couple.
house? That's
And then
crazy.
there's this other couple that says they've been together 13 years. They're not married, but the kids don't know dad's house. They go, he's there in the morning. When they get up for breakfast, he takes them to school like a normal family.
Yeah.
They do everything together. The kids go to bed, then he goes home.
That is weird. I think that is like...
I mean, would you consider that still married or single? Like,
I'd be like, I'm in my own house. I'm single.
What, they come to visit and then they go home?
That's just crazy. I couldn't do that.
I don't know if I could do that.
I couldn't do that. I'd be like,
Well, behind the scenes, we were having discussion here about marriage. It's a touchy subject to a lot of people.
Love and marriage.
And I'm thinking...
come together
like
on a horse
and
and carriage.
carriage.
Okay, go ahead.
So you can have that kind of marriage. Just kidding.
I'm not married.
No, I'm talking about what
No,
you're
I know,
singing.
but I'm not married though. Just to let you all know, I'm not married.
Yeah, she's not single either.
I'm not married.
She's not single. But anyways, you could be like, what's their name? Peggy and
Al.
You know, they didn't get along, but they loved each other. At the end, they still were there for each other.
Yeah.
You know, they still.
I mean,
were down.
I guess whatever works for people. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I guess you can stay committed to somebody and be in separate households. I mean, how
I'm
hard
not
could
sure.
that be? You know, I just don't get the living apart. I mean, that's interesting.
Well, it'd be
I guess,
nice if me and my
know?
husband could have like one like kitchen and living room, and then his side of the house and my side.
Yeah, but you're still in the same house.
That's
You
what I'm
know,
saying.
yeah.
We'd be in the same house, but if we could live on different wings, if we were like millionaires and had wings, that'd be great. I could do that.
Yeah.
Go visit. He could come visit.
So are you trying to say that you don't like living with him right now?
No, I'm saying that like
I'm
his
just
dirty
kidding.
socks. Don't make me go on.
You could just go on and on.
We've
and
been
on
together
and on.
too long.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's just say after this marriage, I ain't never getting married again.
Yeah, me neither.
If anything ever happens, I'm not. And it's not because it's bad. It's just because, like, I don't know. I don't want to do all that again.
Yeah. I mean, I've been married, but I don't want to get married again.
Maybe
You know what I mean?
she doesn't want to do his dishes. Maybe he's a slob.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not good with the kids, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to be married if we couldn't live in the same house.
I would, and that's a no-go. Then that gives me free access, bro.
I joke about me and Eric having our own wing, but
Yeah.
we tried our separate bedrooms, didn't work out.
Yeah.
So he's back in my bedroom. Not that he ever left it, but you know,
Exactly.
he had his
yeah.
stuff in one room. I had my
You
stuff
tried
in one
it
room,
and stuff like that.
and so now everything's back in my room again.
Yeah.
I know.
All that stuff you got to do. You know what
So
I
he
mean?
built a shed anyways. So he built a shed, but I mean, I don't know.
Some people, they don't. Everybody's thinks of relationships differently, and that's what we were talking about behind the scenes is, commitments. Crazy thinks that, for a female, marriage is very sacred, right? Is that what you
I
said?
think for a lot of people, I think that if you get married, I was talking to McBabe, before, and Doobie's all looking seriously at me.
He's all.
He'll be the judge. That's their dog. But anyways, we were talking about how, like, you look at each other's eyes. Give me your hand. I don't want to pull your arm. Doesn't hurt no more, though.
It's doing good.
So you look at each other, you're like, I promise to love you
Okay.
for all the days of my life.
Okay.
And, you're looking in their eyes.
Yeah.
And you're meaning it.
Yeah.
You're in front of God.
With tears
Usually
coming
with
down.
tears coming down.
Yeah.
And you're in front of God and all
Yeah.
your friends and family. And you're saying to this person,
Yeah.
this is you forever. I want you forever.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that and there's no ring, even if there's a ring on your finger.
These are my rings.
Oh, turn around. Even if there's a ring on your finger.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like I feel like someone don't want to really commit all the way to you. What do you think, McBabe?
Here we go.
Well, it depends
I opened a can of worms.
what you define committing is.
Well, like you said, marriage is just a tax thing, right? Or should I not say that?
Well, let's say I'm with Daff, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm committed to her. I won't cheat on her.
Okay.
I won't do anything without her. Everything that I will do will be with her. I think about her. I always have her needs first. So, I mean, I feel like I'm pretty committed to her.
Well, if something happens to her physically, you'd have no say-so in anything because you're not her husband.
Well, you could put everything under a lawyer.
It still doesn't work. You could fight a, trust me, you can fight a will. That, you know what a will is, honestly? It's just a piece of paper
Well, there's more
written
than
down
a will.
of what they'd wish them to do with it.
Well, no, a will is a binding document of what happens to the assets of the person that just, departed.
Right, but once they're gone.
So that's the whole key word, is that's what happens to their assets. So that means housing, money.
But I went through this. Let me tell you. After they die, their will no one gives a shit.
It's not valid.
It's not valid anymore.
Excuse me.
Well, then what's the point of the will?
The point of the will is to say what they would like done. It's up to the people there to make sure that it's going to get done that way.
Well, I mean, I've
Any
been
other
through it
sibling?
as well, and I had the lawyer sitting there with our family all there, and then that's where they divvied up all the assets.
See, a sibling can say, a mom or dad could leave everything to one kid, and the other 3 kids could get together, get a lawyer, and take half of whatever, even if it was written down.
Well, then that defeats the purpose
It
of
does.
a legal binding
It
contract.
does. It does.
Then
Yeah.
that must have
It's
not
really
have been
weird.
a legal binding contract.
It's
That
a-
must
it
have
was-
just been some piece of paper that they wrote out and
No.
then signed it.
Because that even is legal
that's
if you
the whole
notarize
point.
it.
Is it's a court.
While you're
You
living.
can take that document to court and you can fight it.
I mean, you could, but
It's a legal binding contract. It's
I
like if
can't really
it's like
mention
if
names
someone
or
brings up a
situations,
contract
but-
to you and says, if you sign this contract, I now own you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if you sign that contract, then guess what happens if you go to court
I'm loving this.
when
I
you
just get to
do
sit
whatever
here.
that person doesn't want you to do? What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Miss Crazy Elaine, but you signed this document stating that you are now the property of this person. So whatever they want you to do, you must do because you legally signed that.
I will get proof. I will get receipts and proof.
So what's the point of it?
Well, I can't prove it right now, but I will get you documents, and we'll bring it that subject back up for a lot of people to understand.
So
because it is true, I could get
do you
papers to prove
believe
it.
a notary is worth having?
I'm a notary, and
What's
it
the
is
point of a notary?
It is because when you're alive, if a child can't sign for themselves, I'm there to prove that yes, you are the parent. Yes, all documents are good. All parties have to be there to sign.
Isn't
that's
that
a
the same
document.
thing as a
It
lawyer?
is.
And don't you have to get it
It's
notarized?
not the same thing as a lawyer. I can't go to court and defend somebody.
Well, don't you get a will notarized?
You do.
Okay.
And
then
you
what's
also
the
have
point of a notary?
witnesses.
Then what's the point?
You
of
also
a
have
notary?
witnesses that you have to have 2 witnesses that know you personally.
So then you were telling
are
me
not
So
related.
then you were telling me that a will is pointless, but yet it
It
needs to
is.
be notarized, and you told me that it's important to have things notarized.
No, it is when
What's-
you're alive.
What's the point of a
But
notary,
after
though?
death-
I know, I get that, but what is the purpose of a notary?
for someone who cannot sign for themselves.
No, like, what is the purpose of a notary?
Just that
As
you
a
had
witness,
witnesses,
yeah,
maybe?
that it's legal. Yes,
That's
you
what I'm
both
thinking.
agreed. I saw
There,
both
you
your
said,
IDs.
You said the key word, that it's legal. What
Right.
makes something legal?
A document.
Okay,
I
so
get
what
what
is
you're
a
saying.
will?
I get what you're saying. It's a document.
Okay, that's
But
notarized.
it's
about
notarized.
what's going to happen to this person that just
What they
died's
want
assets.
to happen.
If they
in
okay,
case
so
of their
if
passing.
you own a house and you've been paying on a house your whole life, and then you die and you want your house to go to your kid, don't you still have a say so, seeing how you paid such house and you own such house and you want to give it to such person?
You
and
do.
you want to make sure that this goes to that person. So then you fill out a will from a lawyer. You get it notarized so that they can take
The
it to
judge
court
signs
if
off
any,
on it.
if anybody wants to fight it. And
But
then they get what they get.
as
that's
a
on the
legal,
will, right?
as a legal sibling, you can fight it because you are the rather your parent. You didn't talk to your
Well, you
parents in
can-
years,
You can fight
and your
anything.
parents left you out of the will. You can fight it, and they're not here to say, "Oh, that's what
Yeah.
I wanted." Anyone could say, "Oh," because I've heard she was on pills. Oh, they waited till she was very sick. Oh, they must have taken her to change it. Oh, this happened, that, and you can't prove otherwise because they're dead.
Well, that's why you deal with a lawyer.
Well, I mean, yeah.
See, they're not dealing
If
with
you
a
can
lawyer.
afford a
Then.
lawyer.
That's the whole point. Is if you have such assets that you want to give to somebody, you can't just do it on your own. You gotta have
Okay,
a
so
lawyer.
But I mean,
say
that's
someone left
crazy.
you a house.
Uh-huh.
And you had siblings and they said, nope, I want it. And you say, nope, it was left to me. While you go to court, they're going to look at everything. They're going to look at what you paid into it, what you did not. And they're going to decide, oh, you all get a piece of it because you're all siblings. If you can prove, if you're on a birth certificate and you can prove that you are the sibling of the deceased, you can fight for it. Or even a first wife can. Not their stuff, but their Social Security.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know
There's a
that.
lot I learned because not only have I gone through stuff with it, I had some siblings
But the
back
thing,
in my
yeah,
lifetime.
the thing,
Well,
They
what
went through
what
it.
kind of paper did they have stating that they get such house?
My mom and
What
dad had
paper was it?
everything.
Yeah,
it
I
was
know,
everything.
But what type of paper was it? A paper that they read up? Was it a paper
Yeah,
that they?
was written
oh,
up.
so they wrote it up. There you go.
It was written up.
See, so anybody could have wrote that. That's
Right,
the
but
whole point of why you
notarized,
go to a lawyer.
that's why you go to a notary. So you notarize it to say, yes, they were both present.
Yeah, but
in
that's
my
still
mom's-
the whole thing is like
in
I
my
might
mom's
know you,
case-
and then you'll notarize.
You
whatever
can't do that.
Well, I know you can't do that, but
'Cause then I
people
would get in
do
trouble,
that.
but
I
you-
know,
but
but
you
people
can't.
do that. That's the whole
And you
reason
can
why
fight
they
that.
don't. That's the whole reason why they don't have that.
okay,
Is because
so,
that any Tom, Dick, or Harry can go to Joe Schmo that they know and have a paper notarized.
But
Okay.
that notary could go to jail. You could get in trouble.
There you go. But what
can't
I'm
do that.
getting at is that's why it's not a legal document because the judge doesn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But if it comes from a lawyer, a respectable lawyer, that's their job. It's on,
Who's
the
a respectable
paperwork.
lawyer here?
right?
Our police-
a lawyer that has passed the bar
Our
and they have
police,
their
no,
license.
our police department's in trouble. See that DWI scam they
Yeah,
had?
but that's
money.
police. We're not talking about.
You don't think
police,
that
we're
lawyer
talking
was
about
involved?
lawyers.
That prosecutor was involved. He's a lawyer.
Well, there's crooked people everywhere.
Everywhere.
But what I'm getting at, what makes a lawyer is you pass the bar, you get your license. That's what makes a
I've
lawyer.
been around lawyers,
Okay,
too.
so that's what I'm getting at. So do you think a judge is going to believe a lawyer over you?
I don't know.
I'm just asking you. Do you
I-
think a
it just
judge
depends.
will believe a lawyer
I
over
think
you?
it just depends on what you have as
So I'm just going to
receipts.
take that as yes. A judge will
No.
believe a lawyer over
I
you.
don't
It's-
think so. I think if you have enough receipts, enough proof, I think you can.
Well, we already went through that, and
You could
a
represent
judge
yourself and
believes
still do
somebody
it.
who's lying compared to somebody who has facts and who has paperwork. We've already been through
If they're
that.
lying, if they are lying,
But that's what I'm saying. There's paperwork with facts.
but
that
there's
they
people
won't
that are
believe,
greedy
but
out
will-
there.
Yeah, that's true too.
There's-
There's so much I could say,
That's,
but I can't.
that's exactly
I
what
know,
I'm
me
getting
too.
at.
Yeah,
me
I
too.
can't
That's
say,
exactly what I'm
you
getting
know.
at.
Me
but
too. And
But see, you're beating around the bush.
No.
What I'm getting at is
I don't know
a
what
lawyer
I don't
will
know what the
get-
judge would. How do you know what the judge would say? You're not the
because
judge.
there's a different piece of paper
I
that
don't-
you
I
get
don't
for a
think
will
so.
than if you just write it out on a notebook and then.
No,
just
it
have
wasn't a notebook. It
notarized.
was off of a what the hell's it called? A certain site that you pay for. It wasn't just written up on a notebook paper saying, "Oh," but I can't.
I know that's how I'm like, Well, we were talking about marriage anyway.
Yeah,
so
but anyways, we're talking about legal documents.
yeah.
But
so
I feel like we'll get back to the marriage thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not just a piece of paper. It's yes, you could give your love to somebody
Yeah.
every day, but how often do you give someone your last name? I had a really hard time getting rid of my last name.
yeah, you were like,
I
no.
didn't. Yes, my
Yeah.
dad's like, if you get married, you have to get his last name. That's what you do. No.
That's what marriage
I didn't
is.
want to.
Or hyphenate it or something.
No,
but
wait.
we didn't know that.
all long,
back then.
all long. Mine would have been all long. And I'd be all blah, 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 blah,
I know,
blah,
right?
blah,
Be
blah,
like,
blah.
no. I mean,
But if I ever got divorced, the first thing I would do is be back to Manzanares. That's my name. That's my birth name.
yeah.
My dad gave me that name, and Eric gave me his name. But if I wasn't with him, I don't want it. I'll give it back.
I have my married name.
A
and
lot
I'm
of people do.
divorced,
A lot of people do. I like my last name.
I like mine too.
I had a
but,
really hard time changing my last name.
I just don't
'cause-
want to go through all the fucking bullshit of changing everything. I mean, I can,
Yeah.
but
Um,
I'm just like, ugh.
I don't know. I had a really hard time letting go of my last name, and
Yeah.
I'd have a whole ceremony and everything.
Yeah.
I'm stupid like that. I watch too much Tyler Perry shows.
Actually, too, I was telling you earlier, I had somebody message me because they were like, how do I get a hold of the podcaster? I was like, well, you're talking to her, because I'm usually the one on it because she doesn't really go on. And so he wanted to talk
She's our
about,
social media pro.
relationships, and I mean, it's a good topic since we're talking about marriage and stuff because, he said that there's a lot of just craziness out there. I'm not a dater, so
Me neither.
It's kind of hard for me to, talk about that because I've never been single to experience and say, oh well, that guy's
Right,
or
right,
that,
right.
or
Especially
vice versa.
The last time I dated, it was like letters.
yeah,
And
it's just kind of
it's not text messages. By the time we never got together,
Yeah.
it barely
because there was no
started.
cell phones or
No.
anything,
Uh-uh.
So back in our day, they
Yeah.
started coming out in the early
90s?
90s,
Yeah.
I think.
But
It
I
was
still didn't have one. I had a
Yeah.
pager, but
Yeah. Page me. Just kidding.
and then I'd have to go to freaking Giant to go call.
And then they'd send you these fucking codes and shit. Be out.
Love you. Yeah, did it. Put it upside down. 143.
That's so funny.
My mother-in-law still puts 143 on her text
Yeah.
messages and everything, her cards.
Yeah. And
Look at Doobie's all impressed. Or
he
something.
is. He's over there all just
What do you think,
staring.
Doobie, about marriage?
He's admiring us.
He loves them
Well,
and leaves them.
McBabe over here, he doesn't
Believe in marriage.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in marriage.
Sounds like.
Yeah. Right, McBabe?
Well.
I mean, I don't know. Just, you don't feel like it's...
Well, say the truth. Don't
Okay,
go beat around the bush.
Okay, so let's be honest
How you
here.
though?
If I get married, that doesn't change the way that I feel or that I love about the person. You know
Yeah.
what changes?
What?
Taxes and your last name.
And that's a big deal to a woman to lose her last name and take another man's name. Maybe to you it's not because you've never really been there, had those feelings, but I don't know. To me, it's a big deal. I guess if you've been married 2 or 3 times, it's not that big of a deal anymore.
But
You're
that's
just
what I'm
used to
saying.
it.
I would do anything
But some
for
people
her
do that.
regardless. I would protect her on whatever it takes.
But
it
not
wouldn't-
willing
it
enough to
wouldn't
pay a little bit
change-
more on your taxes to have her
What
as
do
a
you
wife.
mean pay a little bit more?
On taxes, that's what you said. Tax bracket goes up,
So
right?
that couldn't be money that could be used towards us or the household or our vacation or
mean-
something. We just want to throw that money away because we want to put both of our names on a paper.
I mean, I don't know. What if she
like
felt different?
I don't know what money means to you, but I mean,
It
you
comes
know,
and it goes. It's the root of
well,
all evil.
that's the whole thing. Is it will shape your life. Do you know what kind of life a homeless person lives that doesn't have money?
Some of them have a lot though.
Well,
That
that's
guy
what I'm
embarrassed me
saying.
at
So
that
then
store
you
that
just
one
proved
time.
my point. So he has money,
Who did?
right?
That homeless dude, remember?
What do you have if you don't have money?
Nothing.
Okay.
Some people like living on the street though. It's not that they have to.
But that's what I'm getting
Doing
at.
security, I've talked to a lot of people out there and they like it.
So money can mean a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that could be more for us. It puts you in a whole nother tax bracket. Like, let's see.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, tell me exactly what marriage does.
I don't know. I'd rather be known as a wife than a girlfriend or a chick or
Yeah, no,
a side
I
chick
understand
or
that
a-
you like.
It's a title. It's a. I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
the whole
It's
thing.
an honor to be somebody's wife.
It's a metaphorical
Someone's husband.
thing.
I was.
It
married
doesn't
for a long
change.
time.
Because your
how I
grandkids are gonna
feel.
be like, "How come you guys ain't married?"
But that's what I'm saying. So because
I
we're not
had-
married, does that change how I feel?
I mean, no.
Does that change
but,
about anything that I would do?
I mean, you said no. I don't know. I
Okay,
don't know
so
your
then
mind
that's
and your
exactly
thinking.
what I'm saying.
I only know what you
So
say.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm gonna
Is
get
it changes
I'm gonna
nothing
get one of
other
those- what are
than
they
the
called?
last name that you can do
A
in
lie
a
detector.
courtroom, or
Right.
and it changes your
I'm gonna
taxes.
get a lie
It
detector
puts you in a
test. I
whole
don't
nother
believe this
tax
fool.
bracket.
I don't believe this fool. I'm gonna get a lie detector
I
test.
mean, you don't even
It's
believe
Mari.
yourself.
Mari, where are you? Mari Povich.
No, not Maury Povich. What?
Or Steve Wilkos.
no,
No?
we got to go on to modern days. We're not there no more. You're not in jail no more, Damon. You're not in prison. You're a girl.
fuck no.
Just kidding.
That's funny.
Do you know what that
Well-
was from?
No.
The Friday After Next. The one, the.
I don't.
Oh my God, I love all the Fridays.
I mean, I've
dude.
watched them, but, I'm just kind of like,
Burnt.
I am
Just
burnt.
kidding.
And what?
And what? What, eh?
I'm a burnt bitch.
That's
what
what
can
I'm
I
saying,
say?
eh? Just kidding.
But I'm a positive bitch. I'm burnt a
Butterflies
little
and
bit, but
rainbows.
no, I try to give out positivity and do all of that I can.
Namaste. What does that
Oops,
mean?
I hit the table. Who?
Namaste. Isn't
Nah,
that like
I'm
a...
gonna stay in bed. Oh,
No, isn't it a... Namaste.
I don't know.
I think it's like
Is that like a meditating
I
thing or
think so.
something?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think so. But anyways, back to marriage.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess to everybody it means something different. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
Well, me, I've been married. So, and I was married for a long time. And I don't want to get married, like
Why?
I just don't.
What does it mean to you though? But we're talking about like not if we want to do it again or whatever, but what does marriage mean to you?
It meant something to me while I was married. I was married for 30 plus years. And
a long time.
Yes, I spent many years with this man, and then we get divorced or whatever, and what good did it do? I was married for, like I said, 30 plus years. I'm divorced. Why the fuck would I want to get married again?
Right, but not again. But it meant something to you, right? When you did your
Oh
vows.
yeah. Yes,
It's not
they
just
did.
it's not just a religious thing.
Yeah.
McBabe thought it was like I'm sure it's more of a generational thing. I think
Yeah.
for back in the day, not no more.
Yeah.
But like our parents back in the day, oh, you're pregnant, time to get married, shotgun
Yeah.
wedding.
That's because they believed in religion.
Invite all the
hardcore.
tios over.
Yeah.
Go buy some cases of beer.
Yeah, exactly.
You
all
know?
like, you know.
And I don't know. I
No,
don't know.
I mean, everybody's different. Different strokes. I said different strokes for different strokes the other
Oh,
time.
yeah.
I'm
Well-
correcting myself tonight. Different strokes for different folks. Everybody just has.
Me and Eric,
know.
when we got married the first time, we got married through a justice of the peace.
Yeah.
And I told him, well, because my parents were religious, his dads were religious, his mom's,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
they're very religious, and we went through our 5 years, and then we had a big church wedding. And when we did that, they combined the both in the church, so now it shows that we've been married 23 years in the church.
Oh, that's
So,
nice. Yeah.
I did it only through the church, not because, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what I was taught because my dad's like, okay, you're going to get married right now.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to walk me down the aisle.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal for dads,
Oh,
you know?
of course, yeah.
And I'm so glad I did it because he was able to walk me down the
Yeah.
aisle. And I mean, he didn't get to walk. He was in a wheelchair, but still, electric
Like,
wheelchair.
I mean, there's some people that have been married and get divorced and remarry and get divorced and remarry again and get divorced
Liz
and
Taylor.
remarry again.
Liz Taylor.
You know, to me, that's just like, why?
To me, it sounds like you're the problem, buddy. Just kidding.
Yeah,
if you keep
I'm
getting
like,
divorced, it's
you
you're
know.
the problem, buddy.
You know, and I mean, I didn't go back to my maiden name, but I chose to keep it.
Yeah.
Also because my kids, my daughter, you know, she's disabled, and you know, I've had my last name longer than I had my maiden name. You know, so it's like, I mean, I've thought about it. I'm not gonna
A
lie.
name doesn't define who you are.
Exactly.
I don't know. I love my maiden name.
I couldn't.
I don't know if it
I'd be all
defines me, but
signing, and I was just gonna change my last name to Love. To be honest with you.
you should. That's
You
cool.
know?
You can do that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
should.
saying. I was just gonna do Love and just.
You
I mean,
should.
because I'm known as Daphne Love anyway. You know.
You should.
It's just
Make
all
it legal.
the
That's sick.
paperwork and
It's not that bad.
yeah.
Daphne
but if
Love would be cool.
If I were to change my name back, you know, and not be my last name that I am now, I'd probably do something totally different.
See, for me, like, I guess because my dad's gone now, and he always said, you know, my sister still has her last name, our last name, but he always said I didn't have a boy to carry my last name. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I was tempted to put Andrea's last name, but,
Yeah.
you know, couldn't do that. He had to be who he was,
Yeah, that's just crazy.
you know, but
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I don't take it personal that
No.
McBabe, you know,
no, not at all, because you don't even want to get married. But what I'm saying, though, I think it's a covenant to two people.
Yeah.
You're giving your word. Does it always work out? No. I mean, we go get jobs. Those don't always work out.
But you can give yourselves even just to each other. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know,
you can.
You know,
Yep.
it's not.
You can. You could do. You know what? These days, anything's acceptable.
Yeah.
To be honest.
You know, it's what you feel in your mind,
In
like
your heart.
to you. You know,
Yeah.
it's just something that.
But like you said, it's weird that people like live apart and
Yeah.
be married. Some people think it's weird to live together and not be married.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it goes both ways, right? Or no?
No, because
don't
you're
think?
saying that it's a commitment. You're under, you know.
No,
oh,
that's what that
God.
means to me.
No, exactly.
But-
But what I'm saying is, you know, if that's the case, then they should be living together, you know.
Yeah.
So they're not
So-
really following the
Commitment thing.
commitment that you do in the church.
Right.
You know, so, and when you're a couple.
And it does say man shall leave the mother and the father.
Yeah.
It does say that. So,
It's really strange through all the articles on the news and everything. It seems like marriages are more likely to be less committed than relationships.
Like, what do you mean? Oh,
like
it
more
seems
people
like
cheat when
there's
they're
more,
married than
yeah.
they're
It
they're
seems
not.
like there's more unfaithful, uncommitted
What's a percentage?
relationships. They didn't give a percentage.
wow.
We're gonna have to look that up.
I know.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, maybe some people are stuck in a marriage.
yeah.
I wouldn't stay stuck if I didn't want to.
You know what would
I
happen
wouldn't. What?
if they didn't get married? They
What?
still could have been together, and then they wouldn't have been stuck.
Or they could have broke up and just walked away and not had no
Oh.
paperwork.
There you go. See?
It's like a cop. Do
There
I
you
want to
go.
do
So
paperwork
I
on
guess,
this chick
I guess
or
I'll
not?
check that off with my.
No, I'm gonna still
not
get my
marriage.
proof. I'm still gonna get my proof.
No, that's fucking funny.
I just can't say names of situations right now,
Yeah,
but I
it's
will get
kinda
my
hard,
proof.
Yeah. But, you know, it all that matters is, you know, how you feel about that person. And,
Right.
you know, I mean, being married and, you know, having a wedding and stuff like that.
It's fun.
It's fun, you know, because you get to dress up.
But then
all
real life
pretty,
happens.
You know, and put on I mean, I was
There you
pregnant when I
go.
got married.
Real life.
You know, and so I mean, I still got my wedding dress, and I had a beautiful dress and stuff, you know, so that's cool and stuff, you know, but I've done it, I've experienced it, and I don't.
My in-laws are going on 50 years married. Has it been always
Wow.
perfect?
Well,
No.
nobody's marriages are
But
perfect, or
50 years,
relationships for
50
that
years,
matter.
that's a long
awesome.
time to
Yeah.
stay with one person. Well, committed to one person.
Yeah, it is
Crazy.
It is. And I think people
You don't see that no more.
Yeah, I think people who are married and
You don't see it anymore.
Yeah, they last. I think that's awesome.
Because they went through their trials. You know,
Yeah.
you don't even got to ask what have you been through. You already know a marriage that's
Yeah.
been together a long time has been through it all.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Like that song, Remember When? Talks about all the different parts of their lives
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
until their kids grow up and move away.
Well, there's people that prove that in a relationship they're closer than a person that was married.
Well, my godparents, man, I guess my godfather got with my aunt, my godmother. Before I was even born, my cousins were younger than me. I mean, were young, and they're like almost 80 years old now.
What?
My first cousins, because my dad was older when he had me,
Yeah, I remember.
because
you
my mom
telling-
was younger. So
I remember
all my
you telling
first
me that.
cousins are like
I guess I should get back to my-
70s, 80s. I'm not lying. 60s.
Crazy. That's crazy.
And so I'm closer to like my first cousins. I mean, my second cousins, because they're my age.
Yeah.
So I grew up with them more. But my aunt and my uncle, they were together forever. They didn't get married till I was about maybe, 21.
Oh, dang!
And they were together so many years, and they were in their
Yeah.
60s, and they decided to get married after all.
Wow.
And the
that's
day,
crazy.
and they were together. They lived together. He raised her kids. They called him dad, and they lived together all those years. And her grandkids are his grandkids.
Yeah,
He had no
That's
kids,
crazy.
but my Nina, my aunt, got real sick, and she was in the hospital. And it was my dad's sister. And he's like, "You better go see your Nina. She's not doing good." That's godmother in Spanish, I
Yeah.
guess. So I went, and my Nino died on her bed, and he was not supposed to die.
What?
And then she died like an hour later.
No way.
They died together in that same room. Now that's really true love.
Yeah, definitely.
That was, and I thought they were married. I didn't know till I was much older that they weren't married.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
Sorry,
they
that was an
weren't
emergency.
married?
They were not
text.
married. They got married in their late 60s. But
So they did get married?
later in life. But they were together all these years. He raised her kids. I was already 21, about 21, 22. So that means her kids were already like in their 40s.
Oh wow.
So that means he was around that long.
yeah.
So do you think getting married changed the way they felt about each other?
No. Nope. That's what I'm saying. There's some people that can do that, but
So that's exactly what I was getting at, is the whole point of marriage is it doesn't change the way that you feel. It doesn't change the way that you'll be there for that person. It doesn't change the way that you're committed to that person. The
What do you guys
only
think?
thing that physically changes is a last name and your tax bracket. You're under a completely different tax bracket because now both your incomes are combined as one income. So instead of getting money back at the end of the year, you'll be paying money just because
Oh my
you
God.
put both of your incomes together as one.
You can't win with this guy.
I guess it didn't bother us.
Yeah.
But pretty much we're just like a one home, what's it called?
And the only
A one home money thing or whatever. Eric's the one who worked for a long time.
Oh yeah,
so-
because you stayed home and
Yeah.
took care of the kids. Yeah.
So,
So,
Well,
it was
I mean,
just his.
to be honest, the way that I feel, my feelings and the way that I feel and the way
Mm-hmm.
that life goes on, I feel like I am married. I'm here.
Yeah, you do
I
all the
don't wanna-
married
I don't
stuff.
want to do anything without her. And if she's doing something, I'm there just to talk to her, just to be there, be in the presence.
Well, this is what I've told
or
my
vice
girls, and
versa.
tell me if I'm
It
wrong.
Wouldn't change a thing.
Okay, tell me if I'm wrong, John. Oh, I said John. It got down to nitty gritty.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I tell my girls, if you're going to be with the guy, don't give him boyfriend privileges if he don't want that title, right?
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
mean, why would you give those kind of privileges to
Unless
someone who
you're
doesn't?
agreed to be friends with benefits.
Yeah.
then, but no.
But
hell
if
no.
you don't want to give that title, then go away. Somebody
ain't
else
getting
will.
that coochie, F you.
Exactly. I tell my girls all the time, if they want to be with you and they say, "Oh, we could be friends with benefits," is what they call it, I guess. But you're
and
giving
some people like. I'm sorry. Some
Yeah.
people like that. But go ahead.
you're giving boyfriend benefits. Don't give that to someone who's just
Yeah.
playing with you. Like,
Yeah.
I tell my kids, you're dating to marry. And is that wrong?
No.
Because
No,
that could be a potential.
It's like an honest thing. I mean, would you want somebody to be unfaithful to you or
No.
treat you like you weren't, worth?
It's happened, but no.
Okay, exactly. You don't want to be treated like that. So that's the whole presence of treat others the way that you want to be
Right,
treated.
right.
So that falls
So is that a
under just
religious thing?
humanity.
That's a religious thing, right? Because
What
that's what the
is?
Bible says, right?
What is?
Treat others as you want to be treated.
No, they just stole that. That's just like a human nature type of thing, a common sense type of thing. It's
Human
not a
nature made
religious
it up.
thing. I mean,
It's in the Bible.
I mean, would you want somebody to just come and sock you in the face when you're walking down the street?
I mean, no.
Okay,
I'd
so
sock
then
'em
you don't
back.
go around socking people in the face just because you want to.
Right.
Okay, there you
But-
go. So that it falls into the same thing. When you walk into a store, don't you want to be greeted? Hello, how are you doing today?
Sometimes no. Sometimes that's
Okay,
annoying.
now you're just being
I'm
hard-headed.
being serious.
But what I'm
Haven't you
getting
ever
at
been like,
is you
"Don't talk
want to
to me
be
today"?
treated the same way. Yeah, that's just because you want to be an ass.
No, it's because sometimes you're having a
Okay,
bad day
well, what
and you don't want to talk to
You're
nobody.
missing the point, though. The point is you want to treat people the same way that you want to be treated. Okay, you want to act like an asshole. Don't be surprised when people treat you
Oh,
like an
you know
asshole.
what? I say have the day you deserve. I'll tell somebody that. Have the day you deserve, ma'am. Have the day you deserve, sir.
Absolutely.
But that's
With-
there you go.
respectfully, I
if
will
they,
say
so
that.
if they
Yeah.
want to walk around with an attitude such like
Have
you
it.
said,
Have it.
then
Yeah.
you're probably going to get an attitude back.
And that's okay.
Okay, so there you go. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
I
You want
agree
to
with
treat
that.
people with an
I
attitude,
agree
they'll
with that.
give you an
Yeah.
I
attitude.
totally agree with
You
that.
treat somebody with kindness, they'll probably
That's not
give you
always
kindness.
true.
Well,
I
of course
think-
not, because someone's walking around with an attitude.
You give too much kind, and then you eventually have to fall back and say, you know what? I'm done being used.
Okay, so then
I'm done being
that
talked
falls
about.
under just
I'm
someone's
done
taking
being-
advantage of you.
You're all,
Right.
I'm just done.
Just done.
But
Sometimes
is that
I'm
is
just
that
done.
going to change the way that you greet other people because someone took advantage of you?
I don't know if somebody.
Maybe yes.
It depends on
Maybe
my mood.
yes.
I mean, then
Maybe
how
yes.
does that
Gonna-
fall under religious? then?
Because no.
if you're a religious person, then how does that fall
I
under
don't
that?
think I'm a religious person. I'm not in church every Sunday. I don't know all the. I've never read the Bible.
Okay,
I don't know
if
all the
you-
Bible.
If you follow a Bible or some type of religion,
Mm.
how is it looked at that you treat people?
Well, not just religion. Anywhere you're supposed to be good to people.
Okay, so that just
But
falls under
you gotta be-
humanity, right? That's just
right.
human nature.
But
human
when you learn
decency.
how people
Morals.
are, morals.
there you go.
When you learn how people
But
are
there
and
is
who they
human
are,
decency.
you have to fall back, right?
But
And-
I
think that
mean, we're
falls under
only
something
human,
different,
and
though.
sometimes we could try our best to,
Be nice to someone and try to
but
deal with
sometimes,
them. They
you
push
know,
it.
it'll get to the point where they provoke you until then you fucking explode, and then it's
Then it's
on.
your fault.
Yeah, you know what
Then
I mean.
it's my fault. Yeah.
and it's just like, but yeah, of course, stay
And
positive.
see, when
but
that
if they
happens,
keep
I just
provoking
eliminate
you,
myself from
That's
those situations.
And that's
exactly.
smart.
what I-
That's a smart
okay,
thing
so that's
to do.
you taking action. That's not.
That's
you know,
exactly
something-
what I've been learning to
yeah.
Okay,
and
so
it's
then
hard.
that's you,
know?
taking action.
And it's hard. Yeah, and that's
So
the
if
best
someone,
thing to do
if
is
someone's
step away.
okay, so if someone's rude to you, are you going to be rude to them, or are you going to walk away?
It depends on my mood.
Okay, now if
Same.
you're the one that's having the
Same.
rudeness, I mean, are you going to hope people are going to walk away, or are they going to get in your face?
I really try not to be rude.
That's how I
That's why if I'm in a
yeah.
mood, I won't even talk to
Yeah.
somebody.
That misses the whole point.
It doesn't
The
miss
whole
the point
is
because
that you want to
if
be
I'm in
treated
a
right,
if
right?
I'm in
So
a
you
bad
treat
mood,
other
I'm going to
people
walk
right.
in a store and not look at anybody, get what I need, and get out.
Just get out.
But if I'm in a good mood, I'm smiling.
Yeah.
I'm like, hi, nice. Oh, those are nice. It just depends.
Okay, so that's different then.
Because
that's you,
myself
that's not
as
you
a
giving
person-
mood. But
Yeah.
what I'm getting at is if you want kindness back,
Well,
then you
yeah.
usually give kindness.
Everybody
right?
wants that, but that's not the way the world is.
Okay, well, if
Not
that's a fantasy
anymore,
world. Not
right?
even then.
Oh,
Whoa,
fantasy
fantasy
girl.
girl.
Just kidding. Sorry.
That's a fantasy world anymore.
No,
now
it's-
you honk at someone and they'll shoot you. It's not the same anymore. It's not. There's no morals. There's no religion anymore. There's no.
We're just
Nothing.
fucked. Period.
There's nothing these days. It's
Yeah.
way different. Way different.
It's
You know,
Yeah.
when I grew up and when you grew up are two totally different ways. Like you guys had it way different than we did.
yeah.
When do you think I grew up?
I'm thinking late 80s. You started school maybe?
Okay, when do you think things started changing?
Maybe early 90s, late 80s.
And how did they start changing?
Gangs were more of a thing.
They were always there.
Not when I was in school. I didn't
You
hear
just
of a bunch
didn't hear
of them.
about them. Mm-hmm.
I heard about Brewtown, and I shouldn't even be saying that. And
Well, we're just talking.
the
It's
north
okay.
side. That's all I knew about.
And you really think that they
But-
weren't out there?
I went to, no, I don't know. I didn't
I'm
hang out with
telling you,
people
Gangs
like
have
were
been
that.
out
around
there. They were
everywhere.
exactly. That's
Gangs
what I'm
have been
saying.
around since
But-
back in the
That's what I'm
day.
saying.
Like
So
the
what
Chucos
changed?
and
But
everything.
So what
now it's
changed?
worse.
The Cholos.
What changed?
Right. Is that people don't fight with their hands anymore, and there's no respect for nobody.
That I get, yeah.
That's what it is, changed. Morals have changed. Raising our kids, like we talked about the last time, not spanking them. You know, some parents
Yeah.
think it's cool to hand that down to another kid, to their kid. I don't. I mean, I've never been in a gang, but
And I believe that's the result of children having children.
for me,
and
not
children
always.
raising children.
There's
Okay,
always
sure.
older people. I've seen older people like that.
Okay, so then why wasn't the problem back then? If older people are doing it now, then why wasn't the problem back then?
Because back then there wasn't so much access to guns, I don't think.
Yeah.
They were there.
They were there, but
But
they
not-
weren't so
yeah.
accessible.
They used to take them to school and hang them on the back window with the windows down.
Who did?
Back in the day.
Not when I was young. Not when I went to school. We never had a.
Well, that's because you only
Jewish
went to
shooting.
one school. I mean, there's about like a million.
I went to three different
schools out
schools.
there.
You went to, yeah.
I
There's
went
about
to.
there's about 1 million schools out there.
Well, I was a stable kid, so I went to one grade school, one middle school, and one high school. I
Okay,
wasn't
there you
taking
go.
all
so
over
then you've
the place.
only been one place, so you
But-
can't speak for what's going on out
But
there.
when we did have fights, because we did have fights, they were all hand fights. Every now and then someone would bring a stick and they'd call them names and they'd be like, oh, you brought a stick. Like back in our day, it was a pride thing. You didn't bring
Maybe a
guns and knives.
knife. Maybe a
If
knife.
that. I
I
guess,
think
you
a
know what?
knife.
One girl got stabbed at Valley when I
Yeah,
was there.
I think a knife.
One time I heard of that. And I
Knives,
went to
yeah.
Valley, and Valley wasn't that good of a school.
Yeah,
They
I know.
say
I
it
went
wasn't.
there when one kid got shot in the face.
See, that was your generation compared to mine. When did you go? I was there late 80s. When did you go? What year?
98.
Okay, see, that's a huge difference. Huge.
From
Back
us.
in my day, we could get on the bus and when it was dark and not worry about.
Well, that's
There
what I
were
used to do when I was
predators, there
younger.
were-
I used to take the city bus to Central, and I'd skateboard up and down Central while I ditched school.
But you
know?
can't do that
I
now.
won't even walk up and down Central now without
Yeah.
a gun.
That's
Well,
what I'm
it's
saying.
because it's
The generations have
different now.
changed.
But what you said is that my generation, like, I'm not that young.
Well, but you are a big chunk younger than me. You are. When you
That's
look at, when I had Andrew, Eric was still playing in trees.
But what I was getting at is
And
it
we're
was
5
still
years
there. You
apart.
just never
And we're
heard
5
about
years
it.
apart.
Fuck no.
You
It's the
only heard
truth.
about what the news wanted to tell you. Now we have access to
I
the
didn't even,
internet.
honestly, I
and-
didn't even watch the news back
So
then.
there you go. That's
I
why
knew
you never
what
heard
other
about
kids
it.
would say. I mean, we would, people would get
So
jumped.
you got your
and-
information from other kids.
Yeah, that's what I
No.
remember. Is like
people would get
getting
jumped, and it wasn't like that.
you
When
know,
you
and
guys went to
stuff.
school, it may have been, but not when my nieces and nephews are your age. And I'm
Yeah.
sure they saw more than I did in school. Because when I was in school, and I'm sure because we went to two of the
Yeah.
same schools,
It was knives back then.
I guess.
I would say knives.
I didn't
for
really.
sure.
I heard about one person getting stabbed at our school at Valley when I went, and that
But
was it.
and you know what pisses
But
me
the
off,
threat was always there.
and I know what pisses a lot of people
I
off
was
out
never
there
threatened.
too, is
Well, of
that
course not.
these kids are getting access to these deadly weapons, these guns and everything, and shooting and killing at the ages of 14 and probably younger and getting away with it.
And half these kids probably don't have a mom or a dad. There's where your thing goes too with the kids when you're marriage.
Mm-hmm.
That's where
Children
that
having
comes in too.
children.
If you're living in different homes, how are you gonna keep the same rules?
Yeah,
They play you.
exactly.
But when you're married and you're in the same house, of course, me and Eric have argued over our kids.
Yeah.
But we don't do it in their presence.
Marriage doesn't
We'll go
keep people in the
for
same
a
house.
ride. Exactly. We'll go for a ride.
So it
We'll
does no good.
We never did in front of the kids. Rather, we disagreed,
Yeah.
and we did disagree because he felt like, oh, he's a boy, he could do it. She's a girl, she can't. That's not
Yeah.
true. There's a danger for everybody, not just boys or girls. Everybody.
Facts.
You
And
know?
it's always been there. It's never not just started.
I never felt unsafe.
You
Did you?
never
Well, I
heard
don't-
about
to
it.
me-
We were at the
though-
parks playing trick or treating
Yeah.
without our parents. Now you can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Ed Bundy? Let's see.
I don't
Ted
even
Jo-
know much about
when,
those people.
When were those? Okay,
I don't know.
I know you don't know much about him, but when did all that happen?
Probably the 70s.
Oh, okay, so they were there.
They were
threats
there.
were there.
I'm sure they were there.
You just
But
didn't
I
hear
don't
about it
think
like you do
kids-
nowadays.
No, it's different now.
You have
Well,
your
of
own
course
minds,
it's different. It always
regardless
changes,
if you're with
but
the mom
the threats
or
were
dad.
always there.
I think it's just the way.
But when you're a single parent, you have to go to work. You have to take care of the kid. You have to make sure you try to go to the after school things. Work doesn't give a shit.
Exactly.
Work is not going to let you, my kidney's off. They're not going to care.
but some kids have
I've
a
seen
fucked
it.
up life,
Yeah,
and they don't
some
want a
kids are
fucked up
grown up and-
life,
yep.
and then they're doctors or
Yep.
lawyers or
And
whatever.
I can swear to you,
You
from
know?
my 51 years of life, I have seen fucked up parents, jacked up parents that pick drugs over their kids, and their kids turned out to be something.
Yep. And then there's
And
some
then
that
I've
do
seen
go the
parents that, we always had our kids
Yeah.
in church. They were altar boys. They were, Lisa even played Mother Mary, believe that or not.
No, she did.
She did.
Oh, shit. Go
And
Lisa.
and now they don't go to Catholic church. They don't want nothing to do with it, and that's their choice because
I mean, there's
people are
nothing wrong
different.
with that.
No,
there's nothing
as
wrong
long
with
as
that at all.
they believe in
I
something,
just think
I'm
it's
happy.
a mental thing, and it's how you perceive things and how you want things
But do you
to be.
remember? I don't know. Did you go to catechism after
Mm-hmm.
school or no? Do you remember when you didn't go to Coachity, huh?
No.
Well, I went to Coachity. Whoever else went to Coachity
Mm-hmm.
Elementary, we'd have a school bus out there waiting for us to take us to catechism right after school on Wednesdays.
Oh, no, I just went to catechism because when I did my first Holy Communion. Or
No,
whatever.
us too.
Oh,
But
okay.
like they started. I think it was
I don't
like
even-
second grade, wasn't it? Like second grade when we did them, or third grade.
I
We were very small,
don't
but they would
remember.
pick us up, and
I don't remember.
a bunch of my kids from my class, or the whole school, we'd all go on a
Yeah, I
bus,
wouldn't
go
go
to
with
the
the
thing.
school.
Yeah, we used to go, and then they take you home.
That's weird.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I know there used to be Christian churches that would pick up kids and the bus.
Oh
and,
yeah,
you
no.
know,
Now when I
that's-
was younger, I
yeah.
never saw that, but when I got older, I saw that.
No, well, like with my kids.
Yeah,
and stuff,
as I got older, I
yeah.
seen that, but
But I
yeah,
don't
they would
remember
bus
that.
us.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
If you guys ever went to Coachity Elementary and they bussed you, you got on the bus with me.
That's
Fun
so
times,
funny.
fun times.
That's so funny.
But
It's just
I just think, I don't know, Alicia, my daughter, she has friends, and for some reason, I don't know why, most of her friends don't have moms.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, like.
Yeah.
And there I am trying to be mom to everybody, but, and I don't mind it, but I mean, it's hard when you don't have both your parents in the
Yeah.
picture,
yeah.
or if you do, and it's, you're beating on the wife or whatever, well, that's not good either.
Exactly.
Some kids come from, we were ghetto. We were the ghetto ones on the street. Me and Vera laughed because my parents didn't have money. We were poor. We washed our own clothes with a bucket or the tub, and
Yeah.
by hand. Everybody's.
That's
I still have
crazy.
the washboard hanging on my wall.
No.
Uh-huh.
Do you really?
I'll send you a picture.
funny.
I have it hanging on my wall, and I have the bucket outside. I'll show it to you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and but
I just remember
You can't
back
blame-
in the day you could do, you didn't have to be afraid.
But
like
why?
you do
That's
now.
what John's saying. Why? Why weren't you afraid back then like you are now? Because it was out there back then too,
Because
but not now. Like no, it wasn't
I
like
don't
this.
think
It
because
wasn't.
I mean
We'd be at the park in the dark, dude, and
there's so many people that are being born and it's I don't know. There's just a
killing
lot
people
of
these
people.
days is like a trophy.
Crazy. It is.
And honestly, you know what's wrong is that they're letting all these young kids go. This revolving door with all these young kids.
I don't care. I think if you're like 14, 13, I think you should still be tried as an adult because that's why these fucking kids do that
Well-
shit. Because they're like, oh, well, I'll be out in 5 years
Yep.
or 4 years.
Mhm.
What
and
the
then
fuck, man?
and then they're taking pictures and,
thinking-
I'm all bad.
And then they
bragging about it.
The lives that you ruin, bro, is like
They don't realize the lives that they ruin. They only care about
well,
themselves.
yeah, I don't even know if they care about themselves, dude. It's just like it's crazy. It's sad. It's unfortunate. It's
It is. I think it's different than the 90s. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh yeah,
We've lived through the whole 80s, and
yeah.
It's way different, man. We used to have a blast. San Gabriel Park, I remember. Do you remember San Gabriel Park? Or no, your
Going
sister
with my
might,
sister,
and your brother.
Yeah.
But I used to go with my sister
Yeah.
too, my older sister, and I'm sure there was fights there, but you never heard of someone getting shot there. Maybe later.
Like you said, it was all hands.
We used to
Now
all
it's like,
go.
where's my gun?
We used to all go
You
to the
know?
drive-in movies and put out.
And then you
Freaking-
carry, like we carry because you
Yeah.
don't fucking know, and you just, and we're not trying to do it to think like we're
No, my
bad or
kids know how to
anything,
shoot too.
But it's like, it's just for our protection because there's some crazy motherfuckers out there.
But I remember
And
going.
I would never want to use it.
I remember going to drive-in movies. My godmother, my godfather, my Nina, my Nino, they would go with my parents, and we'd all go. And they had swing sets over there. And they'd be
Yeah, the
watching,
drive-in,
yeah,
yeah.
they'd be watching Spanish drive-in, and we'd be over there swinging,
Yeah,
playing.
the drive-in was badass.
And they weren't worried about us. Oh, where are
Now,
the kids? Where are
can
the
you
kids?
imagine having a fucking
Hell
drive-in
no.
now?
Everybody'd be dead.
Oh
There'd be
my
shootings.
God.
And no.
That's like.
Those are the good old. I think we lived in the good old days.
Did you ever go to the drive-in, McBabe?
No, I always wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best.
Yeah,
I wish you would
it
have.
was
They have one in Las Vegas and one in
experience.
Carlsbad.
But
We
it's
should
not
go.
the same.
I know.
It's not the same like what we used to have. You
I
know what
know.
I mean?
They did have one, like, think it was on Pan American or something.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
they
we'd
do.
order
Remember we all
pizza.
went. Remember we all went to the. You guys went with us to that one. Remember?
We've never been to a movie show with you.
You didn't come with us to that outside one.
No.
I know Mike and Debbie went, but they had them at the Balloon Fiesta, and we were going to watch movies out there.
We went to the Balloon Fiesta for the fireworks with you guys, but
Oh.
not a movie.
Well,
We've never went on McBabe.
Around COVID
No.
time, they were doing drive-in movies.
I remember that. I know
Yeah.
you had brought it up.
Oh yeah,
and
we would
stuff.
go and stuff, and it was pretty cool. Like they had food trucks, and
Yeah.
it seemed pretty calm.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But
I don't know.
I mean, you could take your pizza and just kick back and eat your pizza, or just go to the snack bar. People would hide in chunks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it used to be
$5
so
carload.
fun.
Yeah. We would walk,
Used
me
to
and
be
my
so
friends,
fucking
we'd
fun.
park at one and we'd go walking to all, see who was there.
Yeah.
All the other ones, like for 4th of July, we're totally off subject, but 4th of July, me and my friend, we were older. We'd go walk all the neighborhoods because everybody would be
Yeah.
outside lighting their fireworks.
crazy.
And now you don't see that no more.
It's sad.
You don't hear kids at the playground
That's
playing.
why I'm telling you. Like,
It's
I know I brought
awful.
it up on one of the podcasts where it's like you feel like you're in a different dimension
World.
or something when you leave your home because it's like it's not how it used to be. You look at people and you're like, who are they? And
Are they going to walk up to me and just go off on me?
Yes,
Like,
like, you
people
just-
are yelling and screaming. Like, I don't remember that on every
Yeah.
corner when I was growing up.
it's crazy. Bro.
I remember someone saying, "Hey, do you have a buck for a quart or whatever?" Asking my dad, but never with signs. And
and it's just
I remember one shooting. I do remember a shooting when I was younger in my neighborhood. I remember one of our neighbors got shot in the head,
Oh my gosh.
and I remember seeing the ambulance there. I was pretty young, and I remember hearing it, but that was it. And then it was hush hush, like you never heard about it anymore.
Yeah,
and it's weird. Like now, it's like every day you turn on the TV. Oh, who got shot today?
I worry about my
Until it
grandchildren.
hits home.
Yeah.
You don't know what
know?
it feels like for someone to be murdered until it hits home, and till you lose your whole family all at once, most of your family all at once, you'll understand. It's
crazy.
that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
These days, I don't even like my kids going anywhere, and they're adults.
That's how I am, but
Not that I'm going to protect them or stop them from dying. 'cause,
exactly. You just don't know, but you
I always
still
thought-
worry.
like, everybody moved away, far away. My sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I only have one now, but the other ones, everybody moved away. I was the only one because I was at my mom and dad's butt, they would say. But I moved 2 minutes away from my parents because I thought if I was there, they wouldn't die, and that's not true.
Yeah.
They still died.
You really thought that?
No, but I thought I could
I was
save
gonna
them.
say.
I felt like that, though. I felt like if I was close
I don't
to
know
them.
with you. You know what I mean? It's
No,
like
but I felt
don't
like
know.
if I was close to
With
them,
this
I'm
chick,
there.
I never know.
I'm like, I'm there with them, but
Yeah.
it didn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
matter.
just it's a part of life, and it's
But I still
just-
think a
it's
home with
sad,
two parents in
though.
it's better than one.
Oh, absolutely.
If you can make it work, even if you just wait till your kids are 18, and then I've known people like that
Yeah.
too. They've stayed married, and once their kids grow up, they divorce.
They're like, bye bye.
I had a cousin that told me, I'm divorcing my husband. I was like, yeah, right.
And she did?
And she did. Once her last kid turned 18,
Yeah.
she left him. And she meant it.
You know, I mean.
What a trip.
Yeah.
But
it's.
I just think, I don't know, commitments are hard. Like for me, I don't need a contract. I need your word. And if your word isn't good, then I don't need you. I don't need to sign nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and I know what was said.
Exactly.
And that's all that matters is if and I always keep my end of the deal. If I can't do something and I've already said I would, my kids will do it for me.
Yeah.
I never said, oh, I
Absolutely.
can't do it. I'm sorry. I know
Yeah.
you counted on me and I couldn't do it. That's not my style.
Yeah.
If I say I'm going to do something, I'll
You're
do
gonna
it.
do it,
Rather
yeah.
I have you go take it or I have to go take something for you.
You're
It'll
gonna get done. Yeah, it'll get
You
done.
know?
Yeah.
And I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I just think marriage is a good thing. I don't think it's a bad
Well,
thing.
no, I'm not. I think marriage is great. You know what I mean? Like I said,
I mean,
you know,
I think
it's-
money's going to come and go. We've done good. We've struggled. And we've been okay. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to go through that, like, in all parts
Oh,
of your
absolutely,
life. Like,
absolutely.
I don't
you
know.
but it's just I
maybe
don't
because we're
know.
not vacation. We've never had a honeymoon.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I decided something.
What did you decide?
I haven't really told nobody, but I'm going to tell everybody now. So, we're married 23 years this year.
Yes.
We have 2 years before our 25th. And I was like, do I really want to have like another like Ral thing with everybody there and spend all this money on food and DJs
Yeah.
and all this stuff? Or do I want to go to Disneyland? I'm going to Disneyland.
You're going to
To renew
Disneyland.
my vows, yes.
Oh, that'll be
on
cool.
the beach.
That'll be nice.
I think Andrew wants us to do Santa Monica Beach. Have you been there?
Were we there, McBabe?
So you guys got to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got to come.
Is that where the rides are and stuff?
Yeah. He
Yeah,
said there's a
Santa
big
Monica
Ferris
Beach.
wheel.
Oh, okay.
There's a big Ferris wheel. He goes,
Yeah.
Silas is going to get ordained so he can renew our vows for us.
Oh shit, that'd be awesome.
And then we're going to marry these guys on the beach too. Just kidding.
Who?
You and John. She's
Come
all,
on,
"Whoa."
what? Come on now.
We're going to marry them on the beach too. Yes. But that's what I'm going to do. Instead of doing all
Never.
that, I remember back in the day, family was fun. Everybody had weddings. And in my family, anyways, we had weddings, 25th, 50th, you know.
It was great back
It was
then.
fun.
You
All
know,
our
and
cousins,
now
all his
it's
cousins
like,
would dance together.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun. We didn't need guys and girls that we danced
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And we'd all be in the wedding. It was like so fun. We'd all make the flowers together. And now it's not like that. Now your family don't even
sad.
come.
I know. It's
You have one
unfortunate,
family
but
talking about
whatever.
another one to another one, and it's just awful.
Yeah.
It's just
turning against each other and just
listening to
nonsense,
papas. Just kidding.
You know,
Listening to, it's when people are mad, they say things, and I get it. That's why I try hard not to say things when I'm mad. It's taking me everything I have in my body, in my soul, in my heart, in my bones to not say things I want to say.
It's hard, you know.
I think I've learned in my older age to just stay quiet. My
Yeah.
mom always said, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
And I'd rather not say
Sometimes
nothing.
you have to, though.
I don't want
Sorry,
to.
just saying.
Because
sometimes you have to.
truth will come out of my mouth.
know.
I won't say something unless I can prove it. And let me tell you, there's a lot of shit I could prove.
Yeah.
I would not accuse you of something I cannot prove. So if I accuse you of something, just know I have something to prove it. It ain't just my word. I have receipts. So
You heard it.
Try
You
me.
heard it.
Try me.
You heard it. Cash are outside. Just kidding.
The sound of the cash register. Diddling.
Yeah. Too bad we don't have
Cha-ching.
those
I know.
voices or
Or
oh,
the
I
pow,
guess
pow.
we could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Pow, poof, pow. What are those called?
What are they called?
Alpha David does that.
Something like that. Something
Poof,
like that.
pow, poof.
Yeah.
Sound effects.
Sound effect.
No, there's another name for it.
Are you sure? Are you talking about just for one particular thing?
No,
or
it's
just,
for all that. It's called
sound
Alamano
effects.
something. No, yeah, but it's called, Eric calls it something else.
Well, Eric calls it, or is it something?
It's something else. I don't know the name though.
Well, then you're gonna have to ask him.
Alphabetical JK, I don't know, something. But it's the sound effects of poo, pow, puff. Look it up.
I don't know what to look up. I don't even know what I'm trying to look up.
What else?
What do I say? Look up poo, pow, pang, poo?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm
Sound
going to find.
effects. It'll show sound effects and something else, but I don't know. He calls it something.
He calls it something, guys.
I'll
Something.
find out.
But anyway, I think it's
This
time
was
for us
fun.
to close
Ooh,
off
we
the
got
show.
heated tonight.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was the Crazy Elaine and McBabe show tonight.
It really was.
I was pretty quiet through the whole thing.
And
I
we're
was
not mad.
like-
Don't think we're
Yeah,
mad. We
I was
talk
like,
crap to each other all the time. Then we get
all
off
the time.
and
You
we
don't
watch
even
it
know.
and we laugh.
You don't.
So we're not
even
mad at
know.
all.
You have no idea.
You never know with us.
Oh, heck
we could be
yeah.
joking or we could be
You
serious.
just never know.
Oh, when my nephew fights again, I'm going to announce it.
Oh,
I'm
that
gonna
would
bring
be
him on so he can talk
awesome.
about it.
Actually, before we close off, you should just bring it up real quick.
Oh,
What
okay.
he did, and then we'll go.
My nephew, his name's Matthew Padilla.
Oh,
He just
Matthew.
started. Yep, he just started doing amateur boxing. I don't remember who he's with, but he did pretty good. He lost, but he was in good
That's okay.
spirits.
That's all right.
Like he said, that's just the first one.
Yep.
And he's going to keep
Never
going.
give
and
up.
then he has his anti-crazy on the side. Uppercut. I'm
Yeah.
yelling, and everybody's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Eric's time, you don't even know. I'm like, I know boxing.
Exactly.
My grandpa Camilo used to watch boxing. My grandpa Romero and my dad.
Yeah, boxing's cool.
And my grandpa watched it in black and white.
Yeah,
I remember
You-
that.
Never give up. Like
If you're my
sometimes-
family and you remember Grandpa Romero watching boxing in black and white, message or put it on there because I remember.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But go ahead and let's talk about our sponsor. Real
Our
quick.
sponsor, Desert Sage Heating and Cooling. He's the best, guys. He's
He's
helped so many people
He
in a
really
bind. He's done a lot. Like, if you don't want to get overcharged, if you want to, he tells everybody, if you think I'm too expensive, get me two more on letterhead quotes.
Oh, yeah.
On letterhead and show me them. And they're never more than him. I mean, they're always more than him.
Yeah.
So give him a call. He does do discounts for veterans. He does discounts for disability. He does discounts, physical disability. He does discounts. Well, I don't know. I guess any. He does discounts for senior
Seniors.
citizens. He gets the work done. It's good. We have repeat customers all the time. We are a new company, but you could trust us and time will show you.
Oh, absolutely.
So what should they do?
Turn the page and call Desert Sage.
Call me.
Thank you for calling Desert Sage. This is Daphne. How can I help you? Oh, you need a new HVAC? Okay. Well, we can fit you in at this time and we will get you taken care of.
It's nice days now, but the heat's coming.
It's
It's going to hit
coming.
us.
It's
Get
coming.
that refrigerator there. The mini splits
Absolutely.
are the best. Give him a call. Call Eric and he'll get to you.
Yes, he will.
So what should they do?
Again, turn the page and call Desert Sage.
Call us.
And we know you love our show, but it is really time for us to go. We hope you all have an
You
amazing
said my
evening.
part.
Oh, did I? I
She
wanted
just
to
takes over the whole show. I'm not saying it now.
No, you guys took over the damn
I'm
show
not
tonight.
saying it no more.
Okay, we know
No.
you love our show.
But it's time for us to go.
Yay! Have a good night, you guys.
Bye.
I should say something clever, but I can't think whatsoever. Because my logic's out the window when I'm sitting next to you. Go ahead and break my heart if you want to, but stay for a while if that's okay with you.